This must be a friendship that only we shall have.
My advice to you, start drinking heavily.
Well, hello, Mr. Fenton. Why, oh, why didn't I get to sleep? Such a bother.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
626 Monday Night Comedy Show. Give it up for your host, Andrew Danger Brittleton.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Monday Night Comedy Show. Is this the right microphone? I didn't ask. KRUGER, mute your phone. We have a live audience, so we get to say, please turn your phones to wiggle, and then hope for a call in the middle of the show. Put it in your nethers. It's the funny joke that I wrote in 2011.
Yep, that was just you.
When every comic was still, what's a cell phone?
Yeah.
This nebulous idea. I love talking to you, KRUGER. What number show is this again, KRUGER?
626.
Oh, oofta. And Mylanta and other safe-to-use terms. Why are we still doing this after so many years? Well, I'll tell you. It's because of you, and not you, Jeff. You, and you, and you, and you, and you. Everybody, just kidding, Jeff, you too. Give yourselves a round of applause for coming back to live comedy after a year of just awfulness. Oh my God, what a crap year. This is our second night here in this cabaret space at Nanotako Studios in North Minneapolis. We're renting this from the very, very talented and very gracious Venus DeMars. Yeah, give Venus a round of applause. Woo! This is her art. All around the room is her art. So, you know, don't fucking touch it. You touch it, you buy it. So, but admire it and follow Venus on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. Some of the information is on some of your table tents. I want to thank everybody who's streaming in tonight and watching from all over. We have comics from Quebec. What? Oh, we have our second Canadian tonight. We're international. Ooh. We're also going to stretch it all the way out to Los Angeles, California. And even off to New York. So, my God, you guys, we're just hitting the continent. It's no big whoop. It's just something the Monday does. Let's start it off by killing Whitey.
Woo! Yeah!
So, kill your comedy bear at home. That's the prompt.
Yeah.
That's the word of the day.
Yeah.
And when you say the word of the day, you scream, right, guys?
Oh!
Phrase of the day is kill Whitey. That's. I don't think we're allowed to say that. We're gonna get booted off of Facebook at least.
For that.
We had a show a few months ago where Robert Brill claimed that he was Joe Biden or
Hunter Biden.
Hunter Biden.
Hunter Biden.
He put Hunter Biden as his name on
right
Zoom
before the election.
Right before the election, and Facebook was like, no.
Nope.
No, you're not. Anyway, let's go back to the days when people used to actually read things made out of paper and read the Monday Night Comedy Show Book Club, which is Picture Me Famous, the novel about the Middle Tanner daughter from TV's Full House. If you have a copy at home, leather-bound, of course, don't read ahead because we're reading page by page. We're on page 45. We've been doing this for we've been wasting our lives for 45 weeks. We could have been reading Swan's Way or
we stopped.
Or
Are You There, God?
bougie book. What?
We stopped. Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. For this book.
Because this is our quarantine book. Because during the pandemic, I started walking because I got diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. And I know, right? What? This figure? Come on. What? He doesn't eat carbs or all those snacks that are horrendously not good for him out in the lobby. I can't. I'm low carbonate, so I hate all of you is what I'm saying.
So you found that in a library, huh? Like a little free library?
Little Free Library. Thank you, Kruger, for
welcome.
keeping me on track.
Yep.
So I found this in the Little Free Library because I always check, and it's usually always maternity books, like what to expect when you're expecting. But then there was this gem, and by God, if I'm not riveted. If you're just joining us, Stephanie's joined a gang. She's selling drugs to most of the children in her junior high. And she's now starting to ask her Uncle Joey for help in starting a stand-up comedy career, which, you know, art imitating life. Am I right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're like... Here to read page 45 is the newest staff member of the Monday Night Comedy Show. You're going to find her as the booking agent and calendar guru. Put your hands together for Elizabeth S., everyone! Woo!
Stephanie winced. Not lately, she thought. Okay, Joey nodded. I'll take the gig, and you'll get my best advice. Starting with this, coming up with good jokes is only the beginning, he warned. You have to concentrate on timing and how to work the room, and what to do with hecklers when they interrupt your act, and what to do when nobody laughs, he added. That's the hardest part. Everybody bombs sometimes. It's hard to get used to that. It still sounds great, Stephanie cried, and with your help, I'll be the best kids comic around. Stephanie was so excited about practicing her comedy routine that she was up at the crack of dawn on Thursday, anxious to start and finish a day of school. She didn't use all of her allotted 3 minutes in the shower, and she even made the early bus. Do we get to come watch Club Stephanie? Darcy asked after Stephanie had finished telling them all about her act. Well, not tonight, Stephanie said. It's my first performance. You guys are my best friends, but I want to try it out on my family first, just in case I really blow it. That's it.
Woo! Humans of the audience, give it up for Elizabeth S.
Elizabeth S. So, now, Elizabeth, we'd like to give you this. Who's clapping in the past? We'd like to give you this suitable for framing certificate that you yourself have signed just a few days ago for reading page 45 of Picture Me Famous. Just a piece of paper. One more time, Elizabeth! Okay. That was so pathetic. My throat, not her reading. If you want to read page 46 of Picture Me Famous, why? Jeff is probably mad at me because I'm not using the microphone. Sorry, Jeff. Sorry.
Start over.
Welcome to the Monday Night Comedy Show.
No, not that far.
No?
If you want to read page 46 of...
Yeah, just all you have to do is ask. Like, literally. Not even me. You can just ask a friend on a bus. That's how far this show stretches. Yeah. Is what? Anyhow, you're probably wondering who I'm talking to. That's J Money, the motherfucking honk, caca. Woo! Yeah, you can. It's okay. It's okay. With us also in the corner here is St. May of the Underground/Internet. Give her a round of applause. You're gonna see more of May now because after every set, we have a series of questions for the performer that they do not know in advance is happening. Or what the questions are. So, and they're hard-hitting questions. They are. And there's 69 of them. I think you did that on purpose. It was good.
Nice.
That's very funny. Right? Speaking of 69, $MNCS 69 is our Cash App. Really? No? Yeah. No one was a 13-year-old boy at one time? I mean, think back. 69!
Keep it moving, boss. The audience is cooler than us.
I don't understand what that means. Let's have our first performer from Edina, Minnesota. I wonder who it is. Maybe we should check the screen, and see the intro.
Hey, what's going on, crackers? Are we doing good? No, sir, don't be uncomfortable. I can say that. I have a friend. Hey, quick question. Why is it cute if I tell my wife that I was watching her sleep as I laid down next to her, but I'm creepy if I tell her I was watching her sleep while I was standing over her? It's the same thing. What's this? You know what the difference is, Kruger?
What is it?
Me standing over her is way better punch to the throat than laying next to her. She panics. That's what happens. She gets me every time. It's great. So we're good, right? Good. I've been enjoying not wearing a mask at home a lot, so going out in public has been sucking that I have to wear a mask because I keep forgetting that when I burp, I should take the mask off. Otherwise, I got to sit in my own shit. You know what I mean? Like, oh, that's right. I do eat too much pepperoni. Okay, I should probably. All right, you guys are warmed up. Let's do some real jokes then, shall? Oh, Jesus Christ. Steven Tyler. When is he gonna take this back, kids? When? Does it even matter? Who gives a shit? So, I felt after upsetting my wife by lurking over her, watching her sleep because she's so cute, I'd send her a dick pic because she deserved it. You know what I mean? Like, she earned it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a gentleman. And here's what happened, though. Was like I was actually on the road. It's far away from home. And I thought my wife needs to, I have to remind her of this beautiful, magnificent beast that she decided to spend the rest of her life with. That's not the funny, stop. This is supposed to be a safe place. So I sent good Lord, I almost said mom. I sent my wife a dick pic. And here's what happened though. It's like the kids are talking about it, so I thought they must like it. And what I did is I downloaded a program so I could edit things, you know, because I'm not a monster. So I took a picture with some good lighting, edited out some weird things like fingerprints, and sent it to her, and then waited. What you gonna send back, huh? Something awesome, something great? Probably boobs. That's probably what she's gonna send me. Boobs, probably boobs, yeah, boobs. But then she replies back to me, and I'm like, ha-ha! You know what she replied? One word. Why? Well, I mean, she wasn't wrong. I mean, I didn't crop out all the fingerprints, and I mean, I just, whatever. Hey, kids, I do truly believe that most pets have Stockholm Syndrome. Anybody else think that's a thing? I mean, they stare out the windows way too much to be happy in my house. Hey, buddy, what you looking at? Yeah, freedom? I mean, scritches. It makes him happy when he rubs my tummy. Pets figure that out pretty quick, haven't they? Okay, great. These lights are very bright. All right, okay, I know what you guys want. You guys like impressions? Sure. All right, what about the rest of you? Anybody? Just, okay. I'm trying too hard. All right, so here we go. Now, I did think of these on the way here, so don't be surprised when it seems like I thought of these on the way here. But I got 3 good ones for you, all right? Hold on, I gotta get in. Okay, let's do this. We got this, right? Okay. Also, on the way here, I had some asshole slamming his brakes in front of me like multiple times, like as I did something to piss him off, and there was no traffic. And I did from the same exit I was getting off on, so I couldn't spin around him real quick. So I pull up alongside him and I just do the whole, like, what the fuck? And he rolls down his window and he goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I thought you were my ex-wife." So what I'm saying is dudes dig me, all right? I'm fuckable? All right, which is my goal weight. Fuckable? All right, anyway, here's some impressions for you. Attaboy, stick it to the top. We're gonna go all the, damn it. Fuck, I fucked that up. Let me do that over. Can I do that over, please? Yeah. Let me do that, okay. Okay. You guys like expressions? So I got 3 of them that I... Fuck. Do we talk about pets with Stockholm Syndrome? Okay. You love me, sugar. I got a white noise machine because I was having trouble sleeping at night. And all I've been doing is having nightmares because this fucking thing, all it does all night is, all lives matter. What about my rights? Speaking of whiny bitches, any vegans in the house? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I don't give a shit if you're vegan to the point like I really don't give a shit that you're a vegan, all right? Shut up. I know vegan is the diet that's the same as CrossFit where you just never shut the fuck up about it. But shut the fuck up about it, okay? And here's the thing, weird thing. Within the last year, I've had 3 friends just out of the blue like, I'm a vegan now. And they give me this look like they knew they fucked up, you know, like, so I'm going to annoy you for the rest of your fucking life until I discover barbecue again, you know? Well, and then I started figuring out all 3 of them around the same time that they decided they were vegans got pets. And I was like, you fucking thought about eating your goddamn pet, didn't you? You're like, how long am I going to be in this whole quarantine bullshit? God, you're looking good. Oh, no. Oh, I can't do it. I also have a theory of that with pro-lifers, is they were like, God, that kid looks good. Oh, shit. It's okay to laugh at that one. It's okay. I already did those. What? What is that? Seriously, what is that?
Maybe one of our internet guests?
Oh, hi, internet guest. How are you? You're right. I saw a very disgusting thing a couple days ago. It was so disgusting. What happened was the hot bar, which is connected to the salad bar close to my house, reopened, and this monstrosity was on a rascal. And I'm just saying that only because I saw them walk up to it nice and like almost in a skip when they saw the rascal was available, and they're like, yay, free ride. You know what I mean? So they're on this thing, and they go to the hot bar, and what they do is they take a taco shell, hard, and they put some barbecue beef at the bottom, and then fill the rest of it with mac and cheese. And I was so disgusted that I had not come up with that idea. I was like, it's right there, BURFEIND, what the shit? You know you're gonna eat that shit all up. Should start a food truck and call it American Healthcare. 10% off if you ride a rascal. One thing I have been enjoying about this quarantine thing is holidays without family. Opinions. But my dad's birthday was last week, and we're all vaccinated, and all my cousins who swore they were vaccinated. And I'm like, just because you drink the water in Detroit Lakes doesn't mean you're vaccinated, buddy. I mean, there's some shit in that water, but... we're hanging out, and my cousin's kid, he was realizing like all of his aunties and uncles have children except for me and my wife. Like, we don't have kids. 22 years together, no kids, no accidents. And it's not that we hate kids, it's just that we love freedom. So we thought no kids would be awesome. And like, they always like to brag about their kids, like, oh, my kid's going to college. I'm like, that's fucking awesome. We're going to Cancun for the 2nd time this year. Yay for you. But my cousin's kid asked me, he's like, hey, Uncle Wayne, where are your kids? I'm like, well, they're in a latex bag in the garbage. Why? Oh, you guys are great. You should come to my family gatherings, because my family did not like that at all. One piece of shit that hated it is my preacher cousin. Yeah, he's a fucking piece of shit. He always has an opinion about everything. His thing, so the violence is going on in the Middle East. It's been going on for since Noah? Is that about right? And he just gets into this whole thing just before he's going to say grace, and he goes, nothing good has ever come out of the Middle East. They're blood oil. They're false prophets. And I said, don't forget Jesus. And that's how you get a ham thrown at your head, folks. All right. I've been Wayne BURFEIND. You guys have been beautiful. Thank you for coming out and supporting comedy.
Humans of the audience, give it up for Wayne BURFEIND.
Wayne BURFEIND, everyone. Wayne, we have that's our resident troll. He doesn't have a name.
Resident troll, you're the best.
That's V.
V, you're the
V is the reason Nanotako Studios exist.
I know, that's why we love V.
Exactly right. Give it up for V.
I've never talked to him.
Look at him.
I love you, V.
You might see him making disparaging remarks about me on the internet. Yeah, all the time. He's a troll. But Wayne Wayne, we have some questions that our May is going to be asking you. So everybody welcome May to the stage.
Blue on you.
I can't answer that one.
It never works. These are very important, hard-hitting questions, obviously. Okay, so one of the things, question number one would be, what would your last meal be?
What?
What would your last meal be?
I have talked about this an extent. It would be the seafood buffet at the Wynn Hotel in Las Vegas. Fucking crab and lobster, you bitches, for the rest of my life. And the last meal, because I'll sit there until I'll poop myself. I don't care. I'm gonna live forever on seafood!
Shit yourself to death.
Was that a little too descriptive?
No, I think that's how I would probably die too.
Thank you.
But I'm allergic, so that makes sense. Okay, so...
Now I feel bad.
No.
I have oatmeal with blueberries. Do you like that?
Oh yeah, that's way more healthy. That'll do it. Okay, so what was the last thing you did for the first time?
Answer these questions.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, two. You're beautiful. Thank you. Back to your host.
For Wayne and for May. Clap. We're gonna have to figure this out. I'm overweight and I wear layers and mostly black.
That's a choice.
It is. For you just joining the show, we've been doing this for 14 years and I have not found a solution. Some say diet and exercise. Fuck them indeed. Thank you. Thank you. So I was printing those questions that May just asked. She sent me 69 of them, and it's never not funny, guys. And if you don't know why it's funny, it's super funny. Just trust me. Anyway, I forgot what my point was. Do we have Jake yet? We do not have Jake. Dr. Jake HOVIS from Louisville, Kentucky, has obviously found something to do.
Maybe like surgery or something.
He is having his appendix out. And
removing his own appendix.
He is doing it himself, and he's going to sell it on the black market and wake up in a bathtub full of ice. As you do.
That's the weirdest suicide I've ever heard of.
He didn't mean to
I
die.
said
He
his
didn't mean to
own
die.
appendix.
It was accidental.
Oh.
He's not dead. Oh my God, what's wrong with you? Why'd you...
You said bathtub full of ice and I jumped to conclusions. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Well, let's just stop the show because I don't know. I can't blame you. I can only blame myself. Just kidding. So Jake's not here, but you know who is? In New York, our good friend CECE HEXE, doing 7 of her 7 weeks. This is her last week, final week as comic in residence. She's been doing all sorts of new stuff, and it's been fantastic, culminating into this longer set. Everyone, watch the video for CECE from Long Island, New York.
Oh man! I was not ready to go next. I just slammed a glass of wine, so I was not prepared to go next. What is up, everybody? Do I have a bad echo? Yeah. Yeah. Is it gone? No. Should I just do my jokes and we'll all pretend that it's not happening? Yeah. All right. My whole life I thought I hated my body, but recently I realized that I just hate my mother. No, we have a great mother-daughter relationship. You have the best mother-daughter relationship in the world if she went blind. Her problem is just that she thinks that I'm fat at her, and that's the real issue. Is that it? Is the echo gone? Can you hear me at all? Yeah! All right. So, in order to escape my Jewish parents, I moved to Germany for a little while from America. Not from America. I say that every time, and I never mean to say it. I moved from the United States. You got to be real careful. You got to be real careful about calling the United States America. I called the United States America once on stage, and this woman in the audience, she had been waiting all day for someone to call the United States America. And she pops up in the audience and she says, America's a continent. And I said, yeah, and I'm from it. You know, you don't want to get into a semantic argument with me because it makes me aroused. I was talking to a comic friend of mine who was telling me, you know, you do that persona on stage where you pretend that you think that you're smarter than everyone else. And I was like, yeah, my persona that I do on stage, where I pretend that I think that I'm smarter than everybody else. That's my relatable joke. Yeah. No, I did move from the US and I missed it. I missed it a lot. It's cool to say that you don't miss the States when you're an expat, but I missed it a lot. I missed especially the food. I missed fried chicken, collard greens, cornbread, you know, the kind of food that you eat when you know you're going to die in a coal mine. I thought I was going to be able to escape my Jewish parents there. I was partially right. I was there for a while, and I got a call from my mom saying she wanted to take a big European vacation with me. She wanted to go to Auschwitz. She called me and she said, CECE, I want to go to Auschwitz. And I said, don't phrase it like that. And it put me in the odd position of having to say the sentence, I don't want to go to Auschwitz, which I feel like should go without saying, quite frankly, for a Jew. She wanted me to have a big personal revelation, and to her credit, I did. I learned that you can use yeast infection cream on athlete's foot. It was the other thing really was what it was that she wanted to have a family experience. She wanted to say, oh, look, that's where Grandma grew up. I don't know if that taking away the echo takes away the laughter as well, but if you guys want to see the next person, that's okay with me. No. Yeah. I hate it when people say a lot, if it weren't for the US, the whole world would be speaking German. And I really don't like when people say that because it makes it sound like the big problem with the Nazis was that we didn't want to put the verb in the second position. A lot of Germans speak English. But a lot more Germans think they speak English. I would find myself out with people saying things like, yes, I am speaking English since 10 years. And just like, stop it, you're hurting her. For a while, all you had to do to date me was be a native English speaker. I would just be like, oh my God, baby, you put those prepositions in all the right places. When you got to the end of the U-Bahn in the end of the subway in Berlin, it says blah, blah, blah in German. And then in English for the tourists, it says terminus, please alight. Unless you are currently studying for the SATs, you are not using the word terminus or the word alight. Unless you are, if you want people from where I'm from to understand that the train is over, you should just say, hey, get off the fucking train. I did know a little German before I moved there. I knew that when you sneeze, you're supposed to say Gesundheit, which is a little different from what I was raised with, which was stop it. I did know a little bit. The hardest thing for me actually was there's one word, I did try to learn German, but there's one word that really stuck out for me, which is the German word for thick, which is dick. I was over there and I saw some in the supermarket and I saw some bread, extra dick. And I said, you know, I'm divorced and lonely. Who am I to turn down this bread? Thank you guys for laughing at my jokes. It makes me feel much better when people are laughing. I was married for a while. I was married to a guy named Miles, who, that is American for kilometers. And when I like to say that I got dumped so hard it made me metric. I had to move to where that's not a word. Let's see what else. I got dumped for being a feminist. That was intense. Actually, I don't know if we were dating, but we were fucking for about a week, and for me, that's pretty serious. So he says to me, he comes out that he's boycotting this, this grocery store called Etika because of what he thinks is a sexist commercial. And the commercial, I'll give you the short version, is a bunch of mishaps, and then at the end it says, "Thank you, Mama, that you are not Papa." And he emails this to me because when we're together, we're not talking. And he emails this to me, and it just says, "Get woke." And I mistook this for playful, even though the all caps should have tipped me off. But I think he's fucking around. I think he's doing a bit. And so I respond with, "Calm down, Snowflake." And his brain exploded. So he says, "That is not a feminist. That is not what feminist means. A feminist is someone who is offended by something innocuous." And I was like, yeah, that is how I used it. And when it comes out, I keep just thinking, like, is this a bit? Like, is this a very funny bit? And it comes down to me emailing him the dictionary definition of feminist, which is just someone who believes in equality of the sexes. And he replies with, "Dictionary definitions are meaningless," which, no, they're not. You know how I'm communicating my thoughts to you with a series of sounds that have symbols ascribed, and we can look these symbols up in a big book, and that is not by accident. Like, you go into a restaurant and you can order a hamburger, and they bring you chopped meat on bread, and you don't say, "That is not a hamburger. A hamburger is noodles and red sauce," and I'm the only one brave enough to say that in this PC climate. Our society is built on language. Moving on from that, I think I might be kicked out of it. I don't know how much time I have left. I'm going all over the place. I'm in a weird mood, and I'm not following my notes. I will follow my notes. If a child were a house pet, it is so filthy that it would only be legal to own one in West Virginia. They are so disgusting. During COVID, I was employed to work at a pod school, which was a miscalculation on the people who hired me. But basically, I used to live in Germany. I'm used to rocking up, doing the hokey pokey, handing out stickers, and then fucking off. And all of a sudden, I'm responsible for teaching motherfuckers to read. So, and why is it that, like, the rest of us are living in the digital age, but for some reason, little children are still sweeping chimneys for a tuppence, Like, why is it they're still the most disgusting? Anyway, I'll leave you with this. These little children that I was meant to look after, they are so vile. One of them I don't realize is not wearing underwear until she throws a piece of toilet paper that she found in her vagina at me. So all I have to say is she's straddling my legs, She's trying to put her fingers in my mouth. She's telling me to give her a kiss. And in any other circumstance, this would be obscene sexual harassment. She has no concept. I just have to sit there and take it. So I just have to say, let's send these Dickensian urchins back into the streets. I don't want to deal with teaching them anymore. Thank you so much.
Humans of the audience, give it up for CECE HEXE.
CECE HEXE from New York, New York. That was, CeCe was a member of our illustrious Monday Night Comedy Show Comic in Residence program. And that means you do 5 minutes of new material each week, culminating in a longer set of all your stuff that you wrote. It's a great writing exercise. We were happy to do it with so many people from all around the country and the world, actually, over the last few months while we were just doing a streaming show for COVID safety. But CeCe's been with us since the beginning of the pandemic. She was introduced to us by our friend, who was her? I think I know CeCe more than the person from. It was Tara Kilbride. Tara Kilbride. I know CeCe better than Tara now. She's been on the show so much. That's sad. But CeCe's been with us, and we can't thank you enough, CeCe, for being a part of the Monday Night Comedy Show. Now, we have 2 questions, very important questions. It might split the room, these questions. Take it away, May.
Oh, totally, yeah. Okay, if you could have one song play every time you enter a room, what would it be?
Oh.
Your entrance music.
It would be Pavement, Gold Sounds. Nobody knows that song but me.
And yeah, like what execution method do you think is the most interesting in history?
I like the guillotine.
Yeah.
It's efficient.
Good clean cuts. Yes. Thank you, CeCe.
Thank you.
Thank you, CeCe HEXE, ladies and gentlemen. One more time for May. Thank you, May. We were asking questions that I found in a book that was made out of tinfoil. I don't know what it was made out of, but it was Coke or Pepsi. Super fun questions to ask your friends, and it was basically meant for 12-year-old girls. But you know what? It works for the Monday. It had questions, very hard-hitting questions like the ones we're asking now, like Coke or Pepsi.
Sushi, gross or yum?
or what kind of student are you? Good or bad? And you answer these questions at slumber parties. And the first 30 pages were filled in by a girl named Becca. I didn't reveal this. This is just first time I'm revealing this. And her answers were so fucking sad that it broke my fucking heart. Like, I wanted to pin little notes to Becca all throughout my neighborhood and beyond, just in case she might have happened upon it. Like, it gets better. You will have a friend. You will have a theme song. You will like pickles one day. Because she wrote, nah, for if you like pick. You had to have read it. It's fine, ladies and whatever.
Yeah, I get it.
You
There's
get it.
subtext.
There's lots of subtext. But Becca is she's a sad tween. Our hearts go out to her. Our next comic is going to close out the first act of tonight's show. You might know him from his Awful Service podcast, but I know him from a little place called the Keller Bar in St. Cloud, Minnesota, where I've never been before. But I plan to because I like adventure, excitement, and friendship. That was everybody, Matt DOOYEMA from Wayne Park, Minnesota. Yeah. Woo.
Yes! Yes! I just
just wanted someone to disagree with me. How are we doing, everybody? Oh, I'm sorry. Hallo, meine Damen und Herren. Ich heiße Matt und ich werde deine Comedian sein. Heute Abend machen wir vielen Spaß und lustige, witzig. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I come from the timeline where Germany won World War II. Nothing has changed except we play soccer, as you would call it, and we eat chocolates every day. Now, how we doing, you guys? This is so good. People. Oh wait, no, I'm from St. Cloud and I'm a bartender. There was no COVID, you guys. That never happened. It never happened. It was a liberal conspiracy. You guys, Trump is still president. So that's just what everyone in my town says. No, I did wear a mask. I wore a mask during the whole time. I didn't mind it. I like it because I work in the customer service industry. I'm a bartender. And you have no idea how often I lipped like, that's the dumbest fucking order I've ever heard to people. But they just... And also, I'm gonna miss the mask. I am. We already got rid of it up there. Half of them already didn't wear one anyway, and now I don't want to get picked on at work. So I don't wear a mask, but I think I'm gonna miss it because the mask you can do so much things with. Like you can just, like the surprise look, like. Add emphasis, back snaps back. It's great. But honestly, I don't know. The mask thing, I can take it off here. The worst part is just learning how to fake smile again. For 14 months, I've been just having to have the longest resting bitch face on that I didn't have to care about my beard, and yet now I have to like, ladies, how the fuck do you do it? There was a fair in St. Cloud. That everything it had the tilt-a-whirl, and it had the cheese curds and the corn dogs and everything, and it was in the mall parking lot, so no one was gonna be there. None of you have been to a sad rural mall and it shows. No, and I thought that was really interesting because we spent the last 14 months socially distancing, wearing the mask, getting vaccinated, just to trust some people who go town to town and make corn dogs. Like, we're gonna really trust that they tightened every screw on that Ferris wheel. Nature is healing, you guys. So I told you I work in the customer service industry. I'm starting to go out to eat for myself at other restaurants now because I'm feeling more comfortable. I'm vaccinated, which means I legally have to tell every crowd of people that I'm vaccinated. And I went to an Indian restaurant recently, and I got this thing. I was trying something new. I mean, I wanted to be experimental, so I tried something called gore, and it was this lamb dish that comes out, and it's bright green because it has spinach in it. It looked and smelled delicious of curry and spices, and just as I'm getting my naan ready, there's a table of old people right next to me, and they're like, "Where do you suppose earwax comes from?" Oh. And then immediately followed it with, well, it's a lot like mucus. I now understand why they used to throw them in volcanoes at 70. Like, there's nothing appetizing in the village anymore. It's time. So a friend of mine recently texted me the most profound thing I've ever heard. She goes, "Did you know that the Queen's corgis don't know that she's the Queen of England?" I mean, she's right, but... And then it made me think even harder, like, those corgis, they just think that's what dogs live like. Right? Like, they're like, wait, you don't get announced when you walk into another room? Now announcing Lord Reginald Fluffy Bottom, Esquire. You mean you don't have a second castle in Windsor? I do. I bought these sunglasses recently online. I didn't realize they were the same sunglasses Elvis died on the toilet with. They are, right? Like, but a friend of mine, the same friend who did the corgi shit, she goes, do you just really want to put it on blast on Amazon that you do drugs? And I'm like, listen, they follow me, okay? We know, all right? They know that I spent the last 12 hours on TikTok watching conspiracy videos. The Anunnaki are real, you guys. They're coming for us and run every part of the government. And I ordered from Domino's 3 times yesterday, but you know. That is weird. People, do any of you like put the piece of tape over the camera on your phone or on your laptop? Yes? Why? You hate your, okay. You work for the NSA? I don't know. You want things, no. See, because people, what are they? They're always afraid the government's looking at you, right? Like the NSA, the CIA, all that. And I say, let them watch. Make them earn their money. If you are a patriotic American, you should make someone at the NSA want to quit their job at least 3 times a day. Right? Like, they're watching this and relieved that I'm clothed. I once filmed a hemorrhoid for a month. I started talking to Steve, and I hope that he's like, I can't do it anymore! I can't do it! He refuses to get preparation H. On his orders, I even went and did, hey, which hazel might be interesting for you? Nope! And if I have to watch him masturbate to milk porn again, no, I'm done, Bill! He knows my name is Steve! Because I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. I ended that about a minute early on the dismount. I still have one more to go, so I'm just going to tell a couple street jokes that I wrote. Real quickies. Why was Michael Jackson removed from the playground? Because he's been dead for 12 years. I recently took a kink test. I found out I'm 80% brat tamer. Someone knows. I'm 60% into role play, and I'm 2% Cherokee Indian. The test is called 23 in Me. I've been Matt DOOYEMA. This has been a great time.
Give it up for Matt DOOYEMA.
I would suggest wearing a mask around me anyway. I am from St. Cloud.
Ew, gross.
I know.
Matt DOOYEMA, we have some questions for you, courtesy of May Violet.
I'm usually the one asking questions. This is nice.
I know, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to pretend. Okay, I got to do this one. What breakfast cereal has influenced your life the most?
Waffle Crisp, because it went away just like Dad. And he keeps promising to come back, but Post is just such a tease. Oh. No, I do love Waffle Crisp, though, seriously. Like, right Post, right. Waffle Crisp.
Right. Yes. Okay, and now I have to know, what's the weirdest question you've asked somebody to get to know them better?
Will you watch me on the Monday Night Comedy Show?
Matt DOOYEMA! That's absolutely correct. All those answers. My God. So I don't have enough hands, but once again, Matt runs and hosts the Keller Comedy Open Mic at the Keller Bar in St. Cloud. Doors are at 8 p.m. every Wednesday. Show starts at 9, and I assume sign up is at 7 or 7:30. 8 to 9. 8 to, oh, very good. Wow. Well, There you go. Yeah, just talk to Matt. He's approachable. People tell him things. Like PIN numbers and blood type. You know, whatever. Have you guys had a good first intermission? Or first act, I should say. Jesus, I suck at this. What the hell? Well, let's make it a little bit better, shall we? Studio audience, because we want everybody to be in this room. You know, as we all are everybody's vaccinated. Everybody's 100% vaccinated in this room. We wouldn't let you in the door if it was something else. So what we're gonna do? Okay, so May 30th is one of our good friend Bill Young's birthday. Bill passed away in 2014, and so to celebrate, we're not having a show next week. I thought that would get a bigger laugh because, whatever, fuck all of you guys. Anyway, so no, we are taking a break next week, but we're going to be doing copious amounts of drugs, all in remembrance of people that are no longer here. So. As a birthday present from Bill to all of you, the Monday Night Comedy Show is going to give everybody in this room a Monday Night Comedy Show sticker and one of our really, really cleverly designed rubber bracelets that were really topical about 15 years ago. That says the Monday Night Comedy Show, and one of Bill's best quotes, "Eat the fucking cake." So everybody in this room is getting one of these. Now I know it looks like a cock ring, but it's not. It is not a cock ring. You can use it as such if you need to, which I want to meet you after. I'm not even gay. I'm just curious. But yeah, everything's a sex toy if you want. And to sweeten the deal, Bill also wants to give everybody in this room an extra drink token. So let's have a 15-minute intermission. We're gonna watch some videos on the monitor from Nanotako Studios. Lots of cool stuff. So enjoy. We'll be back in 15. Go pee. Smoke if you have to. We'll be right back. Yay!
Come gather round, people, wherever you roam, and admit that the waters around you have grown, and accept that soon you'll be drenched to the bone. If your time to you is worth saving, then you better start swimming, or you'll sink like a stone, for the times they are a-changing. Come, writers and critics, prophesize with your pen, and keep your eyes wide, chance won't come again. And don't speak too soon, for the wheel's still in spin. There's no telling who that it's naming. For the loser now will be later to win, for the times they are a-changing. Come, senators, congressmen, please heed the call. Don't stand in the doorway, don't block up the hall, for he that gets hurt will be he who has stalled. There's a battle outside and it's raging. It'll soon shake your windows and rattle in your walls, for the times they are a-changing. Come, mothers and fathers throughout the land, and don't criticize what you can't understand. Your sons and your daughters are beyond your command. Your old road is rapidly aging. Please get out of the new one if you can lend a hand, for the times they are a-changing. is drawn, the curse is cast. The slow one now will be later be fast, as the present now will be later be past. The order is rapidly fading, and the first one now will be later be last, for the times they are a-changing. For the times they are a-changing.
There we go. We didn't have a lot of money when I was growing up, is a lot of people's favorite big fat lie to tell. Until they eventually let it slip that the very first job they ever had was the one they went to college for. Then they'll try and double back and be like, hey, well, I mean, I had to do chores to earn my allowance, okay? I had to pay for my own horseback riding lessons by helping my dad wash the jet skis. And I'm like, oh, okay, whoa, you had a dad. Here's how you can tell if somebody's family had money. If they react to the check engine light coming on in their car with more urgency and concern than they give to the oil light. I was with a girl one time and the check engine light came on in her car. And she was like, shit, we have to take it in right away. And I was like, why? She's like, well, they need to check the engine? I said, for what? Cancer? It doesn't even smoke. Just don't worry about it. And then she asked, well then what is the check engine light even for? And I said, okay, here's the deal. I don't know. But if you drive around with the check engine light on for long enough, it eventually burns out. In a 1994 Toyota Corolla, it only takes about 3 years. Newer cars probably have LEDs though. And she said, okay, well don't engines need like oil and stuff? And I said, yeah, that's why all of those things have their own lights. She was like, what? She had no idea what the oil light was, because her parents could afford things like regular oil changes. The first time she ever saw it was in college, where she discovered that if you drive around for long enough with that particular light on, eventually a little genie comes out of the lamp and buys you a new car.
Was my father. Please call me Don. You just want to sit here and hear stories from an old dog like me? First motion picture of cinema. The Arrival of a Train by the Lumiere brothers. I arrived to the motion picture theater wearing what would have been my Sunday best, blazer, tweedly mustache, primed. There's all this hubbub, and the gal in front of me says, you know, we've never seen something like this before. Motion picture cinema. Take my seat. Gentleman to my right lights a cigarette. I'll never forget this. He turns to me and he says, you ready to see the future? And then he just starts laughing. And pretty soon, we are both chuckling at that point. The lights dim, and this projection flashes over our heads, and it's beautiful. This stunning black and white silent imagery, people moving around in clear detail that look close enough, and maybe even real enough to touch. Now, we were really in for it at this point because we had no idea that something far more startling was on its way. This movie, this first motion picture, was called Arrival of a Train, First Motion Picture. There it is, this train in the distance, this faraway image, for now, a steaming, jolting locomotive, but it is moving towards us. Chugga, 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 chugga. And this voice stammers behind me. That train is coming right at us. Chugga, 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 chugga. And I'm thinking it too. Yeah, this train is coming right at me. Chugga, 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 chugga. And it's barreling and barreling and moving and moving and moving, looking like it's gonna burst right through the screen and into me, and it comes in and boom! Hysteria. The audience jumps and I am just screaming, oh, we're dead! Oh no, we're dead! Trains killed us all! Why does heaven look like a motion picture theater? And then these claws and talons sink into my back and they're trying to drag me down, and I'm fighting, throwing fists left and right. I can't see anything, but I am being swallowed, enveloped in darkness and chaos. And I close my eyes and I start to pray, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall not fear. And then the lights go up, and these people are standing all around me, and they were so upset. I mean, people were livid, yelling at me, saying, come on, man, the movie's been out for a week. You should have seen that coming. I sit down and fist bloodied, pants soaked, and I stare ahead to that silver screen, and I soak in a brave new world. I hope that helps.
Do you have any friends who are also at the theater who might have a different account without the fighting?
Fighting and the pissing, no. No, just me, no friends. You want to be my friend?
No, Don, we gotta go, Don.
Oh, I just pooped my pants. Should I?
Jill, can you cut it?
And a song is born. So this next one be an ancient pirate shanty that I wrote a couple years ago. Since I was a young man, I sailed the ocean blue, but I haven't had a decent fuck since 1862. With a wife as dry as sea salt, oh, what's a man to do? Especially when he has chosen such an ugly crew. One day my wife was whipping all her pirate slaves, a screeching and a wailing for all ye scurvy knaves, and she accidentally hit me, oh what a stain it gave. But when I looked into her eyes, I knew I best behave. I'll struggle for you if you want me to, beat me till I'm black and blue, crush my balls as they heel your shoe, I'll do anything that you tell me to do. La 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 la. At first we started slowly and tried some candle wax. She dug her nails into the flesh up and down my back, but I knew if I protest too much she'd just give me a smack, and she'd never get my sweet release when we're in the sack. She tied me to a harness complete with ball and gag. She whispered softly in my ear, "You're such a dirty fag." Then she rummaged through the contents of a bulky velvet bag, and when she produced a strap-on that would make a stallion brag, I'll struggle for you if you want me to. Beat me till I'm black and blue. Crush my balls with the heel of your shoe. I'll do anything that you tell me to do. La 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 la. When I see her smoking, my palms begin to sweat, because I know she'll use my skin to snuff her cigarette. She puts some clamps upon my nipples, clamps them very tight, and then begins to twist them roughly, much to my delight. She dresses me from head to toe in her finest leathers. She drags me round by means of leash whenever we're together. She demands that I wear women's clothes, panties and fishnets. She wants me to wear latex, but it hasn't been invented yet. My wife is now my mistress, my master and my boss. Some people might consider this a large and grievous loss, but it derives a pleasure I can never get across. So please excuse me while I look her boots of satin gloss. I'll struggle for you if you want me to. Beat me till I'm black and blue. Crush my balls with the heel of your shoe. I'll do anything that you tell me to do. La 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 la. All right.
I have nothing to do with it. Hey, we're just in our intermission. I hope you enjoyed those videos. That was Jonah the Destroyer. And before that, we had a couple of videos from the Midnight Comedy segments. And then before that, it was us, the people that run this studio. So I'm basically just killing airtime here till Andrew gets up here. Oh, and here he is. I yelled at you. I was like, okay.
That's V, everybody! So intermission is now done. Intermission is done. How was everyone's intermission? Good. Now I would like to take a moment before we introduce our next comic to beg for more money, because we all have a very crippling drug problem here at the Monday Night Comedy Show. Jason KRUGER, mostly. Out of all of us, he does the most hard drugs. Was it like,
I don't get out of bed without a hit of PCP and some blow.
You don't do cocaine, you do double cocaine.
Right.
And also crack plus, which is a new street drug.
Yeah.
Crack
Why do
plus.
crack when you could do crack plus?
Why not? So to keep us off drugs, why not Venmo us some money?
Yes, the money keeps us off drugs.
It keeps us off drugs.
Yeah.
It might sound backwards, but it keeps me in ceiling fans because apparently I'm melting. I've seen some of the footage. I look like I'm dying, but I'm not. It's going to be okay. Don't worry about me. I have another change of I only have one shirt to change into after this. So I might start getting creative with some of the costumes here at Nanotako. Our next performer hasn't been here in a while, from St. Paul, Minnesota. Check out the video for this guy. You're going to see it.
And a song is born.
Tell you, I was so looking forward to see what was going to be up on that screen for me, and it was me.
Hi.
Oh, yeah, these are bright. It's really, 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 really good to be outside.
Yeah.
And it's really good to be inside without a mask on. So thank you all for vaxxing up. I'm very excited to be out and in with all of you. And it's weird to be without a mask inside. I'm sure you all feel that same way. If I knew that I'd be without a mask so soon, I probably would have used my nose hair trimmer earlier. I have to find it first, and I would have used it, and I would have used it all around here. I need a haircut, is what I'm saying. Like a lot of people do, but I really do. A lot of times people use the pandemic, the past 12, 13, 14 months to better themselves. Anybody do that? Anybody better themselves? Anybody like besides you and your double cocaine drug problem? Some people took classes, and tried to learn a new skill. I did take some classes. I now have a degree in faith-based studies. Yeah, I know. And the best part is that I'm lying. I didn't get a degree in faith-based studies. But I believe that I did. And the fact that I made you believe that I did helps my GPA. So thank you for believing in me lying to you. As a matter of fact, it gave me an idea. I know what I'm going to do my doctorate on. For faith-based studies, which I think that priests and Christian ministers should change their name. I think they should be called cross-trainers. That's a stupid joke. Please don't laugh. I want to move this over here because a lot of this is new crap, and I don't want you to think that I don't know my own crap. Oh, well, you know what? Yeah. So the thing is, a year ago, I had a new job. I was a corporate trainer, traveling and speaking to large groups of people just as the pandemic hit, and so that went by the wayside. Before that, I was actually a mail carrier for 2 winters. That's how I counted them. I counted them in winters, and I quit to take the corporate training job. Well, I had to quit. Here's what happened. Anybody here leave out treats for their mail carrier and delivery people? Like, especially in the wintertime, people do that, which is really nice. Yeah, of course you do. We're in a nice part of town. No, I have friends of mine in Golden Valley. They left treats out for their mail carriers and for delivery people. And I'm like, that's great. I delivered in St. Paul. Nobody did that crap there. Or so I thought, because I was a new guy, so I had a different route every day. And one day I was on the porch making a delivery, and somebody had left treats on the porch. It was dead of winter, so it was really kind of nice to stop and help myself to a treat on the porch before I went back out, into the elements. And then the embarrassing thing was the homeowner came out and saw me, and I'm just kind of sitting there, don't know what to say. So I'm like, thanks for the treats, and they look at me and they're like, they're not for you. That's when I found out that, in St. Paul, people leave beer on the porch to keep cold. So I'm not a mail carrier anymore. But the corporate training job I was really looking forward to until the pandemic hit. And then, everybody's kind of doing what you can. I for the past year of the pandemic, I was a professional gambler. I worked in a grocery store during a pandemic. I shopped for other people who were too smart to go to the grocery store and get groceries. That's what I did. You know how everyone was wiping down groceries? They were wiping me off of them. That didn't come out right, actually. That's or maybe it came out just right. I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit of both. But the other thing, I am a professional gambler. I do play the Powerball and the Mega Millions in the hope against hope that I'll get hit by lightning. But I used to do it only when the Powerball or the Mega Millions was like over $100 million. Because then you're like, okay, maybe I'll throw a couple bucks that way, just on the off chance. And one time, I remember distinctly when I really got into it, it was like over $500 million. $500 million Powerball jackpot. And I'm like, I'm going to throw a couple bucks at that. And a friend of mine, comedian, was like, oh, yeah, 500 million. It sounds like a lot of money, but the government takes half. And I'm like, yeah, half of $500 million. That's $250 million. That's still a lot of money. I'm fine with the government taking half if it's leaving me $250 million. I was like, I'm going to buy something I've never thought about buying before in my whole life. I could get an ex-wife for that. I hear they're expensive. I told that joke, and my wife didn't like it. She didn't like me telling that joke until I pointed out to her that means she gets $100 million. And now, not only is she okay with me telling that joke, but she insists I tell it to as many people as possible so that she has witnesses. So that's why I'm telling it here on camera for everybody to hear. Yeah. So, I did join the post office. I have a friend of mine who's a comedian. He retired. He was a post office delivery guy, and he stayed with it, and he retired. I didn't get that far. I didn't even make it to 2 years. He retired. They gave him a watch. That'd be nice to go do one of those retirement things where you actually get a watch. You get a watch from the post office. And so it's from the post office. It's always 2 days behind. Yeah, it's like, hey, what time is it? Friday. That works. How am I doing on time? Let me see. I'm trying to time myself. Oh, I'm at 7 minutes. Good. I'm looking forward to going back out and doing stuff with my family. One of the things we want to do this fall is maybe do some apple picking. You guys ever do apple picking? I found out that they have these great names. The Honeycrisp apple, Minnesota. There are all these other names. My favorite is the Jazz apple, though. Because I want to pick those, because when you pick jazz apples, you have to do it with jazz hands. That's a stupid joke. I'm sorry. They say a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. You take that step, and you still have 1,999,999 more steps to go. Because 1,000 miles is 2 million steps. I know that because I Googled it. You know what else I Googled? A bus schedule. So they say do something you love, do a job that you love, and you'll never work a day in your life. And I'm here to tell you that's true. For 20 years, I had a job I absolutely loved. And some of you know what it was, and some of you don't. I'll tell you, I'm on camera. I'm going to get in trouble. I was a regional Ronald McDonald. That's no fucking lie. Oh, don't applaud for that. No. Not unless you're a fan of Stephen King's It or something. I don't want to hear it. No, it's because of that. No, I really was, and it was fun and everything and all that great. And then 20 years, it was over. You never see him anywhere anymore because people are afraid of clowns, which is fine. Like my wife is afraid of clowns, and I was Ronald McDonald, which was made for interesting pillow talk. Pillow screaming. And well, what they don't tell you is that when you do a job that you love and you never ever work a day in your life, is that when that job's over and you got to find another job, you can't, because you don't know about finding a job because you haven't worked for 20 fucking years. All right, I'm gonna leave you with one of my favorite comedy stories. I was at a club back when that was a thing, doing comedy, and I asked about people's birthdays, and there was a bachelorette party. If you ever go back to comedy clubs and there's a bachelorette party, do yourself a favor and leave. Just go. No, seriously. I mean, there's like a 1% chance it's going to be an okay show, but 99% of the time, it's all about the bride and her stupid friends, and they're all drunk, and they're wearing the suck for a buck shirts and everything, and she's got a little tiara on, and fuck them all, and leave. Just tell, because the club owners will understand, because they know they're in for a shit show, and just say, I want to come back to another show. They will gladly reimburse you. But, and so I ask people if it's their birthdays, and it's Becky's birthday, and I'm like, oh, great, Becky, it's your birthday. And the bride-to-be, she's like, no, it's not my birthday. I said, well, why did all your friends tell me it was your birthday? She said, they lie. I said, oh, your friends lie? And she said, yeah. I don't know why. I'm usually a nice guy, but I couldn't help myself. I said, oh, if you think they're lying now, wait till they tell you how pretty you look in the dress. Best part, though, is they shut the fuck up for the rest of the show. Second best part was I'm at the bar later, and a woman comes up next to me, and she's like, I'm with Becky. And I'm like, oh, please tell her I'm sorry. I'm usually a very nice guy. The woman gets her drink, turns to me, she goes, she deserved it. Thank you very much. I'm Rick. Enjoy your night.
Humans of the audience, give it up for Rick Logan.
Wait. Do I take this? What do I do?
No, just stand there.
I'm standing here. I'm not moving. What are you? Check.
What? Rick Logan, everybody!
Stop it!
Yes, that's Rick Logan. And Rick, we have not one, but two very important questions for you.
They tell you in the green room, I was really nervous about this. I'm not going to lie.
Make them real difficult and weird.
Difficult and weird.
Yeah.
I love you, honey. I love my wife, just so you know.
Weird.
Okay.
Just weird.
Okay.
What's the funniest word in the English language?
The funniest word in the English language, my favorite is anti-disestablishmentarianism, but that's just me. That's the longest word. Oh, you know it. Oh, we got fans. It's the longest word. You know, but that's my favorite word.
That's your favorite?
Yeah.
Okay. I believe you.
I don't ask me to spell it, though.
I believe you.
Oh, good.
Okay. What's your cure for hiccups?
What's my cure? My kids get hiccups. I scare the hell out of them. And
Fear.
It doesn't work, but it makes, I enjoy it.
As long as it works for you.
It works for me. It doesn't work for the hiccups. Is that it?
Yes.
Oh, that was easy.
You were released. Yes, thank you.
Rick Logan. Thank you, May. And I just want to be perfectly clear. So, Rick, that was a suck for $1, you said?
You haven't heard of that?
The brides, they put lollipops on their shirts, and you give them $1 and they give you a lollipop.
So it's different from what I thought.
Yes, most likely.
I'm sorry. It was different than what I thought, too.
Just Brittle said cruise at bars. Where's the bachelorette party?
Go to Wings Financial, get $100 in ones and Sacagawea dollar coins.
Yeah.
I'm here for that.
Here you go, sister.
Hey, because now it's 1952.
Yeah.
And we're in Brooklyn.
Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where we are.
It is
With
where we are.
Sacagawea dollars.
Hey guys, guess what? Jake HOVIS showed up.
Woo!
Yeah, he's here. He's going to perform in just a couple comics time. But I'm really anti-disestablishmentarianism.
Yeah.
That was a vocab word in 4th grade for me at Lyndale Elementary in Minneapolis. And my son, who's in 4th grade, knows that word. And it just blew my mind. And I asked him how to spell it, and he didn't know how. So he sleeps in the cellar now. I want to know you very badly. You are now my best friend. Because I'm so sick of everybody groaning at like, oh, your son's kidnapped and has been for years unless you buy a Monday Night Comedy Show button or something like that. It's true. And only the cool people laugh at those jokes. Anti-disestablishment. So I mentioned that everybody is vaccinated. By the next time we're in this room, everybody has to have their full 2 weeks in, if they don't already. But check out what I got on Etsy to hold my Vax card. If you don't know what this is, go fuck yourself. Because this is a Lulu Dallas multipass. And this makes me so desirable. Just wait, Convergence. I'm coming for you this year. Are they doing Convergence this year?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes? Yes. Is it going to be cool? Or like?
I've heard that there's some people aren't going.
I mean, if you like paying $5 for Jello shots, I don't know. I thought this would have gotten a little bit more of a reaction because it was. I have the card for the. You have it? It took forever to get there, but I think they 3D print them as they get the orders. But it's really pretty cool. It's coming from St. Paul, It's a prop store dot something. I don't know. Jeff, do you know it? All right. I'm not going to ask you any more questions, Jeff, if you don't know the answers. Who's next? Well, I'll tell you what. We've only had one other Canadian on this show, and I'm super excited because not only is this Canadian from Montreal, which is in Quebec, gang, right? Like geography 101. All right. You know what? You know what's in Quebec? There's good fishing up there in Quebec. Oh yeah. How are you now? Okay, that was just for a select few, and I'm sure Victoria is very sick of everything. I will ask Victoria to do her set in French. That's not true either.
She should say no if you do ask her.
She should say no. Absolutely. Victoria, do your set in whatever language you want. From Montreal, Quebec, everybody welcome Victoria Blair. Let's...
Holy shit. Oh man, I have never felt so Canadian. Don't ask me why, but I've been hanging out with edgelords the whole pandemic, and this show is what they've been warning me about. This is nice, guys. This is amazing. I recently moved, and I was asked to get insurance for all my stuff, which is crazy because I don't own anything worth stealing. I think the thing that I own that's worth the most is probably my groceries. And it's impossible to get good insurance on avocados because those things go bad so quickly. I think in total, if I did a garage sale, I could probably get $200 in total. But then I would lose $25 trying to run the lemonade stand. And no one would buy lemonade from me because I am a creepy adult who smells like soup and drinks from the pitcher. My name is Victoria. So sometimes to break the ice, people will say like, ooh, Victoria, like Victoria's Secret. What's your secret, Victoria? And my secret is that I have been wearing the same underwear for 3 days because I have depression. I grew up in a naked household, which was great. It was just me, my mom, and my grandma airing it out. Just no men. It was amazing, but also very tragic because now I can see in the future. I know exactly what I'll look like at 40 and 80 years old. It's like that Klimt painting, The 3 Ages of Decay. The other day, I looked at myself in the mirror and I thought, wow, that is exactly my mother's ass. You know, we were a naked family, but not a firm family, if you know what I'm saying. I recently turned 30 and I changed age bracket, which Facebook had a really festive way of letting me know that I'm in a different age bracket. All of my ads and suggestions changed overnight. I don't get ads for stuff like TikTok anymore. Now I get suggestions for makeup tutorials that are titled 10 Reasons Why Your Eyes Look Old. And can Facebook see me through my camera? And if it can, is Mark Zuckerberg the one sending me all those labiaplasty ads? They seem really targeted. For those who don't know what labiaplasty is, it's when you're trying to get a designer cut under your skirt, right? It's when you really get into minimalism and you want to keep just the essentials. After getting all of those ads, I'd like to say, like, I'm a feminist. I don't give a shit what I look. I grow my armpit hair, but it really got to me. And I took drastic measures to look younger and more feminine. Obviously, I'm too poor to blow $3,000 on genital mutilation. So instead, I tried pigtails. And yeah, new hair, new me. And pigtails look great on cheerleaders, not on me. I look like a tired porn star who's trying to start a union, you know? If anything, I look older. It turns out the reason why pigtails look so amazing on cheerleaders, it's because of the cheerleader, right? You can put them on an insecure 30-year-old that's screaming, "Don't look at me," and she's still gonna be an insecure 30-year-old, except now she's screaming, "I have so much love to give," you know? That's all right, you don't have to. That was too sad. I went too far. I went to a private school. I'm the living proof that it doesn't make a difference. Some people have it and some people they don't. So I went to a Catholic school, an all-girl Catholic school, and I picked it because I wanted to focus on academia. So I didn't want to get bothered with boys, just all-girls school, no distraction, Catholic school. Turns out I'm bisexual. That was an awful choice. Not only am I bisexual, I'm bisexual in an all-girls school. That's Catholic. That is the worst place to be when you're a teenager. It's just girls sitting on each other's laps willy-nilly, and doesn't bother me, right? That's fine. That's totally fine because I'm not bisexual. And everybody just changes together in the locker room, I guess, and that's normal. That doesn't freak me out. That didn't freak me out at all. All day long, it's just kind of a parade of schoolgirls in short skirts talking about their changing bodies. Where am I supposed to look? I don't know where to look. I just focus on the floor and I don't talk to anyone. It's just the floor is not bisexual. I'm not bisexual. I'm just staring at the floor. Oof. I hung out with the priest a lot. We were both afraid of women. Yeah, we had a pretty strong bond. I actually spent all of high school curled up in a ball in the corner, just writing the most disturbing fan fiction. Some of my work got pretty popular online. I wrote Harry's Quidditch Initiation Night. Oh. 2 Girls, 1 Dragon. Fantastic Bestiality and Where to Find It. You're probably thinking like, hey, it's 2021. When are the Harry Potter references gonna stop? Never. They're gonna stop when the last millennial dies. That's when. I thought about being a nun a lot when I was in high school, but I never got the call. Like, God is supposed to send you a sign. It's called the call. And I never heard it. I guess I was just too busy writing the Dumbledore Harry Potter fan fiction one-handed and just flicking my snitch. Trying to score one for Hufflepuff. Maybe God came in and he was like, yikes, you're busy. No, it's okay. I'll ask someone else. That's all right. I recently got a gun license. I have a gun license. I don't have a driver's license though. The exam is too complicated. Classes are expensive. The insurance, I don't know. I'd rather I just take the bus and I own a gun. Plus, little known fact, bus drivers love guns. Huge fans of guns. Whenever I show my bus driver my gun, he lets me in for free. The other day, I got a free bus, actually. I went to a club with my gun once, and I saw this cute guy sitting at the bar, and I sat down next to him, and I showed him my gun. Or as the gun community says, I flashed him my piece. And I said, hey, aren't you going to buy me a drink? And he bought me a drink. He was looking at my gun the whole time, though. And I was like, my eyes are up here, buddy. when I left, he was so excited. He went to see his friends and he was like, she has a gun. She has a gun. Everybody in the club went bananas for my gun. It was like Pee Wee Herman's secret word was gun, you know? Anyways, I go to therapy now. Mandatory therapy. Actually, I don't go. I stay here and I do the whole Zoom therapy thing, which is great because whenever my therapist is talking, I can just go off screen and I sneak some beers. And then I really open up about my childhood. And I also go to mandatory Zoom AA meetings, which those party stories are a lot more relatable when you're drunk. They're a real bummer when you're sober, actually. I don't recommend going to an AA meeting sober. Go drunk. I made up this drinking game. Every time someone says they take it one day at a time or they're not welcome back in their family, I take a shot, right? And those AA meetings get crazy. Sometimes I get blackout drunk. I have a boyfriend. Some of you will be surprised, maybe. I don't know. I have a boyfriend, and he's not impressed by my gun at all, actually. He's always hiding my bullets, which is not very nice. And he doesn't believe in marriage. He says he doesn't understand what marriage is all about. His parents were not married, and he had like a happy childhood. That's not a thing, right? That's not a thing. I think he's just repressing something big and juicy, and I can't wait to find out what it is. He doesn't believe in marriage. So I tried explaining to him that marriage is about when you find someone and you say, that's it. That's the person that I choose to spend my life with. The highs and lows, it's with that person. And in the end, he got it, but he was like, pass, right? And to be honest, I don't really want to get married, but it would be nice to be asked, you know, just to be polite. We might be trying for a baby, though, you know. I asked him, and he said, why not? That's it for me. Thank you so much.
Victoria Blair from Montreal, Canada. Thank you so much for being here. One more time, Victoria. Victoria, now, maybe your answers are going to be super Canadian. I don't know.
Okay.
But May has a couple of questions for you. Take it away.
Okay. What's the silliest nickname you have for someone?
I call my boyfriend the Baberino. Is that it? I like the Big Lebowski, so.
And how much of your body would you cybernetically enhance if you could?
I want to say everything but the brain or only the brain.
That's really good. I like that.
Thank you, May. Thank you, Victoria Blair from Montreal. Let's from Canada to the it's not the Windy City. That's Chicago. It's the
swimming pools,
movie stars. Texas Gold
Texas T is
with
like
the
way before that.
Oh.
That's how you get to the swimming pool and the movie stars.
Sorry, I ruined the Beverly Hillbillies theme song for you, Kruger.
You didn't ruin it. You just got it out of order.
Your face is
Why
mad.
okay, now I'm mad.
Maybe you're a mad. Kruger and I are fighting.
Yep.
The only way that you could possibly settle this, audience, is by clapping for everybody you've seen tonight so far. Holy shit. Now, we joke a lot about at the Monday Night Comedy Show because comedy.
Yeah. That's the reason.
But this show is serious business. We hem and haw and really make faces at our computer screens going, what does our audience need next? Well, I'll tell you, you need our next comic coming from Los Angeles, California. Watch the intro video. Woo!
much for being inside my headphones. That's great. Can you guys hear me? Yes. Okay, great. I'm always. You give it up for my little intro thing. Wasn't that jazzy of me? That's so nice. I've done so many of these online comedy shows, and they're all like the intake meeting of the damned. So it's nice to have some, production value. All right, I'll start with the jokes then. Hi, everybody. My name is Jimmy. Sure, I'm addicted to nitrous oxide, but one day we're going to look back on this and laugh. All right, that's officially the first joke. Yeah, believe it or don't, that's the first joke. Okay. You guys, I had a very rough morning this morning. I got into a big fight with my peanut butter. So I had to spend the rest of the day just trying to smooth things over. Folks, this is pretty much how it's going to be. I apologize for the next 10 minutes. I went grocery shopping today, but I made that rookie mistake of going grocery shopping on an empty stomach. So I ended up buying like 5 stomachs. All right, that's a joke for any cattle who might be in the audience tonight. Thank you very much. I am what doctors call a single father. And if you can't tell from how I look or talk, I have here Exhibit A stack of books about the Vietnam War. I won't be able to do this joke once live comedy comes back. There are people who would argue I shouldn't do it now. I have been reading a lot during the quarantine. I've been reading a book about the Beatles. You guys familiar with rock band The Beatles? Yeah. Okay, good. One guy is. I'm learning a lot. I'm a big fan, but I'm learning a lot from this book that I didn't know. Like, did you guys know, for instance, that there were 4 Beatles? That's a long way to go for not much. You're right. I was reading a thing about law enforcement the other day. I found this out. Do you guys know why they use drug sniffing dogs? It's because drug injecting dogs don't get out of bed before 2 p.m. You guys, I should not be making light of the canine opioid crisis, and I do apologize. A friend of mine got a new cat. She's very excited. She wanted me to come over and meet her new cat. She's like, you got to see him. He's a Siamese. And I said, whoa, hey, you can't say that anymore. You have to call them conjoined. All right, there's only one cat. That's a joke about wokeness. Here's how my stupid idiot brain works. I still cannot quite wrap my head around the fact that dogs in Hong Kong can speak Cantonese. That's amazing. They're like bilingual. That dog, all right. I'm going to cross this one out. You can't see it, but I'm crossing it out vigorously. Oh, okay, thank you, anonymous voice. It's so nice to have a supportive voice in my head for once. I can't see you. But yeah, I will keep up the good work. It has been a rough year. I don't know if you saw the paper this morning, but there was the pandemic and everything. And so I've been really trying going into 2021. I want to be more positive, but also kind of realistic. So here's my motto for 2021. I'm working on it. I feel like it's true. I am working on it, but it's not positive at all. It's more like, the shift leader at a Jack in the Box at 2 a.m. kind of an energy I'm going for. Just like, yeah, all right. Yeah, I'm working. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm working on it. All right. Sorry. I ran that past my therapist, and he didn't like it. I said, what the hell does he know? Did you guys hear about the stressed out scuba diver? He just wants to decompress, folks. I don't know if you guys heard about the stressed out slinky. It just wants to unwind. You guys. I don't know if you heard about this. Have you heard about the stressed out gynecologist? She just wants to put her feet up. Okay, good. I had to Google that joke. Are you guys like impressions besides Wayne's from earlier? Okay, good. Yeah. All right, here's my first impression. This is an impression of a cow robbing a bank. All right, nobody moo, nobody gets hurt. All right, thank you. That is a cow robbing a bank. Yes, I'm underwhelmed by that as well. Here's my next impression. This is my impression of a mime in his 50s. This is a mime in his 50s. Hey, you can't say anything anymore. All right, thank you. That's a mime in his 50s. And finally, this is my impression of a woman from Texas about to impart bad news on a group of people. Y'all. All right, thank you. That is a woman from Texas. Follow up. This is a woman from Texas who thought her friends forgot her 30th birthday, but then she got home and realized they had thrown her a surprise party. Y'all! All right, thank you. The B-side to that first impression. You guys, I'm really bad at ultimatums or else. I don't know what to do with that either. That I used that on my OkCupid profile, and then it was disabled without my knowledge. Nobody. I had a busy day today. I spent my morning building a pulley, an elaborate pulley system over my bed here. So now I can put my pants on 2 legs at a time, and I'm better than all of you now. Thank you very much. That's the joke there, is that I am good with my hands at all. That's the funny part. I don't know, but you guys have been doing a lot of online shopping over the last year. In fact, I haven't blown out this many delivery men's backs since my first divorce. Hey! I'm a horny ant in that joke somehow. Okay. Where did that voice go? My quarantine hobby has been baking. I don't know if anybody else. But yeah. By that I mean I get really high and watch old sci-fi movies on YouTube. I don't know if this has ever happened to you guys. This happens to me all the time. I'll get really stoned before watch a movie, and then I'll be into it, and I'm like, oh, this is pretty good. I'm probably about halfway through, and then I'll check the time, and I'm not even home from work yet. What? Good stuff. Hey, for a change of pace, I wrote a joke this week. Would you guys like to hear it? Sure. What's the difference between my penis and my comic book collection? Women have only complained about the size of one of those things. Thank you. Thank you. This is some of it. This is about 1/10 of it right here. I like comic books quite a bit. I'm gonna just take all my clothes off and dive into these boxes after the show is over. It's brought up some problems in my relationships. Like once I was going through a very fighty breakup with a lady. I don't know if anyone can relate to that. Like we already hate each other, but let's get into a fight 4 or 5 more times before we break up. You know, just to kind of get the reps in. And so she was laying into me, and she was like, "You're an asshole," and I was like, "Yeah, okay." And then she was like, "Your band sucks," and I was like, "Again, you're not telling me anything." And then she goes, "So you can just stay here with your little comic book collection." I said, "Whoa, little, huh? Interesting. Okay, interesting. Little comic book collection. I don't own a full run of the Thunderbolts. Okay, all right, lady. Look, clearly you are not appreciative of what I am bringing to this relationship." And until you are, I want you out of my mother's house. Thank you. I will drive you here. Exactly. Bus stop. Yes, exactly. I am looking forward to doing comedy live again. To make it feel more like the real thing, I rolled a joint while I was waiting to go on, but it's not. I'm looking forward to doing the road, especially because that's my best way to meet easily impressed women so far. Because I do live in Los Angeles, not to brag, and I know what I look. In LA, I'm a 5, but if I go to a place like Chattanooga, Tennessee, well, then I'm a 5 3 hours earlier. Much more efficient that way. I have been seeing a nice lady recently. I don't know how that happened either. I had taken some considerable time off from dating because I was raised that when you're bad at something, you should quit doing. I'm quitting comedy after this. What happened in relationships that I've been in the past, and I'll leave you guys on this. I would get into a relationship with a lady, like a lady would be nice to me, and I would go, "Oh, okay, great. You're gonna carry all my emotional baggage now. All right, well, this is gonna work." Hey. Hey, I don't want to tell you how to do your job, but you're gonna want to stack that on the bottom. And there. All right, palette number 2. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that has been my time. Thank you all very much for your very kind attention.
Calloway from Los Angeles, California. What? Jimmy, you have an obscene amount of comic books behind you, and I want to see you dive into them like Scrooge McDuck. That would be an amazing party trick. We have questions for you because you're from LA. Answer them truthfully, Jimmy.
Yes, because in LA we're known for being truthful.
Liar.
Hello.
Hi. Hey.
Hi.
I'm a big fan of your month.
What's the last photo you took?
The last photo I took, my attorneys have advised me to not answer that question.
It's probably safe. It's safe.
Yeah, that's why they don't get paid very much.
What's the most expensive thing you've broken?
Oh, that's a good one. Aside from my relationship with my family, that's not worth it. The most expensive thing I've broken, I've wrecked at least 2 automobiles. So yeah, I would say those are probably.
Total.
Back in, I wrecked a couple automobiles back in the day.
Back in the day. Oh.
I meant I drank them. I didn't mean that I got drunk and then. Okay, I'll shut up.
Oh.
Jimmy Calloway from Los Angeles, California. Let's have Jimmy back.
Oh, okay.
Let's have all these people back. Let's have Jake HOVIS back. Remember him?
Hey.
From Louisville, Kentucky, formerly from somewhere in Colorado.
Yeah.
Where he was smoking a big fat joint legally, and then he moved to an oppressive Republican-dominated state.
Maybe he's trying to change things.
Fuck him up from within. I like his style. You're going to like his style too, everybody. Check out the intro video.
Wow. That's an intro video. My goodness. I know I'm late. I wish I could blame it on time zones and being confused. I was watching Monsters University on Disney Plus. I lost track of time, got caught up in the story, and just took me away. Hey, that last guy did some one-liners, so I have one. Here's my one-liner. When Jeffrey Dahmer, when he flips a coin, he always chooses heads. All right, that's not good. Now we know. Let's see here. I'm Baptist, which means Christian and obese. That's right where that means. That's right, the intersection there. Every prayer meeting had donuts. If you're not consuming carbs, God's not listening. And we loved potlucks. The Baptists, they love their potlucks. The women don't know how to cook. It's just awful. These old ladies would bring this disgusting, all of these things, just nasty. I don't know how many bay leaves I ate as a child. You're not supposed to leave the bay leaves in the spaghetti, but they left the bay leaves in there. The only thing I liked was the meatloaf because it had ketchup on it. That's the only edible part there. The best thing at the Baptist potlucks, the deviled eggs. Deviled eggs were really good. So I enjoyed those, which was a little ironic. Whoa, here we go. Didn't get fat until college. I know, where'd you go to college? Flavortown is where I went. College in Flavortown. I'm 6'8", so when I entered college, people mistook me for a basketball player. Hey, you on the team? And when I graduated, people mistook me for Hagrid. Hey, tell me I'm a wizard. That's the more of the things I got. Trying to get back into shape. I'm doing a lot of arm circles. Doing a lot of arm circles these days, trying to get back into shape. I know you're thinking, hey, that doesn't work. I'm also going backwards just to make sure. They get bigger. I'm feeling the burn. My first memory, I just was thinking about this. I found out what my first memory was. Remembered this. Was when I was yelling to my granny that I was done. So my first memory is an old woman wiping me. That's my first memory. I don't know what to do with that, guys. Dogs. I got a couple of little doggies, little miniature dachshunds, little fun guys. One of the dogs just had 12 teeth pulled, and I'm like, that's the worst groomer ever. Just terrible. I was like, how many teeth did he start with? Apparently it's 32. They start with 32 teeth. Had no idea. But now he's all shady, He wants to steal my copper wires. You can't trust him. Can't trust him at all. He's excited. He's going to be on next season of Tiger King, so he's real excited about that. The other dog, both of them actually have prescription dog food. Bizarre, right? Because they have sensitive little tummies. They gotta have prescription dog food. But they also eat poop and dryer sheets. So I don't know if dog food is really their problem. The dryer sheets doesn't make any sense to me, right? How do they think that's edible? But it will pass all the way through the dog intact. And so after a couple of days, it's sticking out the back end of the dog, like one of those pop-up tissue containers. And the dog can't do anything about it. It's a little dog. So you have to grab it and pull it out it's like the world's worst magic trick. Oh, man. I had a doctor's appointment recently, and the guy went on and on about me not having diabetes. He says, hey, you don't have diabetes? You don't have diabetes. I'm like, I didn't ask. And I'm here for an eye exam, so I don't know what you're doing. That's totally true. I went to the eye doctor. Apparently there's some veins in the back of your eyeballs that will, show precursors of diabetes. I don't know. And I'm like, why are you telling me this? And he says, well, you're holding 2 Slurpees. So there you go. Hey, I know I didn't clear this already, but I have some merchandise to sell. Maybe you guys would be interested. But first, let me tell you about some morphine, right? You guys like morphine? Big morphine crowd. You would if you had it. It's a lot of fun. I remember I had morphine one time in my life. I had pancreatitis caused by gallstones. Worst pain I've ever been in. It felt like I was being ripped in half. Unbelievable. Checked in. They gave me morphine, like totally worth it. Totally. I will sign up tomorrow for more gallstones. Let's do this. I am in love with the morphine. But there's a downside. You guys, there's a downside to morphine. Constipation. Yeah, we're going there. Opium-induced constipation. It's a real thing. You can look it up. Don't use the images. But, so I was in the hospital for a few days, and before the doctor came up to me and said, hey, before you check out, we're going to need to see you go. Hey, whatever you're into, Doc. He didn't like that answer. So he sent me home, says, call me in a couple of days. I'm home. I call him, and I said, hey, Doc, still no movement. And the doctor says, well, you're going to need to get some suppositories. Now, at this point in my life, I have had plenty of medicine. This is the first time I was supposed to have any medicine. I mean, I haven't put anything up my butt. Not even when I'm trying to hide Easter eggs. I don't even think of it. But the worst thing, well, I mean, those rumors from high school are false. I lost my gerbil. But the worst thing about the suppositories is they come in a box of 30. Like, how effective are these things? Am I supposed to fill myself up like a Pez dispenser? I tell you this, one will do it. I, called the doc the next day. He said, hey, doc, made boom boom. Doctor said, I'm proud of you, big guy. You can get rid of the rest of those suppositories. Which brings me back to my merchandise. I have 29 for sale. If you're interested, let me know. Get 29. I'm married, been married 10 years. My wife is very nice. Her parents, not so much. Not a big fan of my in-laws. Anybody else? Anybody else hate my in-laws? You would if you knew them. My father-in-law, he's not that bad. He always wants to give me like a hearty handshake. But he has Parkinson's, so he's really good at it. He always wants to play Jenga. I'm like, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose. I think Yahtzee's more your speed. My mother-in-law has never stopped talking. Her whole life has never stopped talking. So her whole family has learned to tune her out. But I'm still new, so I don't quite do that yet. Anyway, we're sitting around. We're eating dinner, just an obnoxious amount of corn. And she is still eating while eating the corn. She's still talking while eating the corn. She starts to choke. No one notices. I'm the only one that kind of sees what's going on. And I'm like, dang, I'm going to have to go squeeze this woman. She died. She's dead now. Anyway, thanks, guys. I'm Jake.
Jacob! Let a woman die. I love it. Jacob is from Louisville, Kentucky. Let him hear it. And before we ask you your very important questions, Jake, I do want to congratulate you on receiving your PhD recently. I know you finished the classes last year, but you finally got your, the USB drive that you can plug into the supercomputer that has all the nuclear codes, and you're a PhD. You're a doctor.
Yeah.
You're a doctor of theology, correct?
Yeah. School of Theology.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Jake HOVIS, everybody. Outstanding. Louisville, Kentucky. Now, May, if you want to join us, we have 2 questions for you, Jake.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what movie or book do you know the most quotes from?
Yeah. That'd be Jack and Jill, the Adam Sandler movie, where he plays both himself and his twin. That is a crazy story. I watched that movie every day for 21 days straight. Not really for any reason. I just did that to torture myself. I don't know. On purpose, yeah. So I know that movie inside and out.
Wow. That is, it is kind of upsetting. I'm kind of upset by that answer. I don't know how to, like my skin crawled a little bit. That is kind of, and what was one of the most interesting concerts you've ever been to?
Let's, I hate music. I straight up, I have ukuleles here. They're for show. I haven't paid for a concert ever one time in my life. and I've never enjoyed a concert. Period.
Yeah, I don't know. I agree.
So,
I don't think
I'm sure I lost a few
performing
people
arts.
on both of those answers.
Jake Hovis doesn't like music. Thank you, May. One more time for May. Not Jake. Just fucking lie, Jake. Say REO Speedwagon. What? I don't like music. That's like saying you don't like pie.
Like Doctor of Theology that doesn't like music, that's like that far away from Footloose. It's like really.
Yes.
I mean,
Hey, man, I'll
admittedly,
dance.
Christian music is terrible. Hey, Jake, can we flip to Jake real quick? I kept watching him, and the picture behind Jake is a banana or something. It looked like you were about to give. Oh my God! this just in. Jake Hovis doesn't like music.
Oh, you meant that one. You meant
Can
that
you
one.
please
Okay.
send me a copy of that, Jake? But I kept wanting you to give us some sort of hot take on bananas and banana peels or something, like, because it looks like you're on CNN and that's like the main story that you're talking about. This just in. But now you don't like. I think it's a lie. I think he likes music. It's just like weird. It's like fucking polka. He's like really into like. He still likes Gregorian chants, like from 1997. He loves it. Well, thank you, Jake, and thank you to everybody who's performed tonight so far. We only have clap, yes. We only have one comic left, and it is the comic with the most storied history here at the Monday Night Comedy Show, and I won't tell you it until after the show. If you approach me cautiously, don't look me in the eye. Approach me with your head down, slowly, with your hands down, like you're pawing at the ground. This is aggressive. This is like, Andy, no, I will attack you. Yeah. Kruger knows. We've known each other for like 15 years, and
It was worse when you smoked.
I used to smoke, and now I don't. So I'm better now.
Yeah.
I'm better than all y'all.
Sure, buddy.
Mm-hmm. I don't smoke. I'm still fat though.
It's okay.
I was told that if I quit smoking, I would become more attractive, and that hasn't happened.
Based on your preferences, maybe. Maybe somebody else is like, oh, Andy's sexier since he stopped smoking.
So if there's any chubby chasers out there, I'd like to meet you. Stick around after the show. Let's watch an intro video.
Hello. I got a long new one, so that's why I'm not going off book here. Hey guys, oh wait, record? Okay, now I'm ready. How's everybody doing tonight? It's fun to be doing this in front of a live audience again, and it's fun to get to say that about comedy too. That's a joke about my donkey shows. I peg the donkey because I don't like when its hooves dig into my sides when it tries to fuck me. But I won't do any of that gay shit, so I'm not going to fuck a girl donkey. I'm just kidding. Love me, the gays. And I also will do that gay shit, but I do know that I am cis as fuck because the only time that I've ever fucked a girl was to impress a guy. I mean, I'm not gay, but I party, right? It's like that kind of thing. And will you like me more if I eat pussy? They all say yes. I've also learned that every man that wants to have a threesome, it's not so they can put in twice the work. So they can do half the work and watch. I just heard somebody go, ha, so true, right? And it was a guy. It's even better. So, it's also funny that I have had sex with more people than are in this room right now at the same time. I recently learned that if you walk into a room and you're like, whose dick do I gotta suck to get a back rub around here, is a great way to get kicked out of the Massage Envy Christmas party. I also found out that when you yell that question into a room full of masseurs on their day off, the answer to that question is going to be process of elimination. So, sucked all these dicks, right? And then threw out my neck because my hair's super heavy, right? It's like sucking dick with 4 or 5 high-quality wool hats on. So I then throw out my neck, and I'm like, all right, whose dick do I gotta suck to get a neck rub around here? Again, process of elimination, you bastards, right? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on my chest. That's my Tinder intro. My list of sexual partners isn't even laid out like a list. It's laid out like March Madness tournament brackets. So as you might have assumed from some of this information, I do have HPV. Well, had, and that's what this joke is going to be about. So, my boyfriend told me, I don't have any other jokes yet about having a boyfriend. I've been with him for like a while now, but I haven't figured out how to like intersperse that with me sucking masseuses' dicks with like him making me dinner. Right? So just... please forgive me for how disjointed it is. No, my boyfriend said to me, he was like, I would eat your ass if it wasn't for that HPV. And I was like, oh, wow. So you're not the first guy to tell me this, but you are the first guy to tell me this while I have health insurance. So I'm gonna get cracking. So I make an appointment with my like regular like primary physician, the one that like does everything, like the one that, I don't know if your guys' bodies are also fucking lemons like mine is, but I'm in there a lot. Like I have a rapport with my doctor, like to the point that I didn't shower before this exam, right? Like I just did that fucking French whore bath, right? With the alcohol swabs in their bathrooms, like that's what they want me to do beforehand. Spread the lips and wipe twice, but not your butt first. I'm like, yeah, it's the same rules at home, guys. He sees it and he's like, yeah, so we can't handle this much HPV in this office. And I was like, yeah, I'm not surprised by that considering you missed it at my appointment last year. And he was like, can you please elaborate, right? Presumably hoping to avoid a malpractice suit. I don't fucking know. But I told her, I was like, yeah, when I was at the appointment last year, and I said to the doctor, I was like, I think my HPV came back. And the doctor said, why do you keep using the phrase came back? And I was like, well, when I was here before, you made no mention of the fact that I had HPV. And he's like, oh, okay. Because, yeah, it definitely didn't come back. You've had this a while. There's, like, a lot of it. And I was like, okay, that's fun info. And he's like, and if I did that exam, I'm sorry. And that's how I knew it was, like, a monstrous amount of HPV. So then he sent me over to the fancy gynecologist, right? The one where there's windows in the lobby and birthing posters on the wall, right? Got couches in their lobby, right? Like the place where they send the women with nice insurance. Not the first place I went to in a strip mall. So I go there, and that gynecologist has to refer me to a specialist within the fancy gynecologist clinic, right? So it feels like the game of Operation, except that with the surgery I'm about to get, you can hit the sides as much as you need, right? So I I get this referral, and I have to, basically at the end of this, I ended up getting Blue Cross Blue Shield to pay $20,000 to have a sage older man play Halo against my asshole. Right? Because they had to refer me for a laser vaporization of the vulva and perineum. I don't know why they stopped it at perineum, because that shit went almost all the way up to my lower back, right? Like I had a lot of fun in my 20s, right? And it showed. Okay, where do I go from here now? Okay, so I got this surgery, right? And I was down for a month, right? Like a whole month. It wrecked my shit. I couldn't go anywhere unless they had a bidet and a firm no questions asked policy. I was housebound and pantless, and then my dad kept trying to make plans with me. And I didn't know what the fuck to do, because you could tell that my perineum was fucked up. Not even if I showed it to you. Just from how I entered a room, you were like, okay, that chick either got racked from behind something fierce, or she needs medical attention immediately, right? So I don't know what the fuck to tell my dad, right? And it's during a pandemic, so it's not like I can just go with the simple, I don't feel good today, Dad, right? Because my dad has a severe anxiety issue. If I tried to tell him that I just have the sniffles, it was going to be more emotionally draining to do that than to just straight up tell him that I had to pay a specialist to use a lightsaber to slough off the mistakes of my 20s, right? He was more comfortable with that answer than me going, not feeling up to it today, Dad, because OCD is a bitch. Another weird thing about having an invasive surgery during a pandemic is that I still haven't seen that gynecologist's face. I know he has nice hair and kind eyes. Admittedly, though, this is not the first time in my life where a man has spent this much time in my pussy, but I do not know what the lower half of his face looks like. Right? The only difference, though, is it's usually not repeat customers, right? It's not twice in a row. It's the one night where you were in there for a couple hours. Hey, I don't know what the bottom of your face looks like you're Wilson from fucking Home Improvement. Except imagine Wilson's face with a bush in front of it. Well, I don't have a bush. Technically, I have a parking lot. So all right. So that's that joke. Where are we at? What time? We're at, oh, cool, 8:37. This will work. Now that I have a boyfriend, I was able to finally manifest my dream. Well, and a boyfriend and no HPV. I needed the two things together at once to finally be able to do a bunch of whippets in a row while someone's eating my ass. It's not that I couldn't do it with the HPV before him. The issue was more so that as a fat girl, I never wanted to bring home a guy for a one-nighter and then have to explain the whipped cream cracker in the bed, you know? It's not food related, yeah, sure, Betty, right? It just seemed like it would be an embarrassing conversation. So I don't like to do drugs off of mirrors. It's nothing weird I don't like to look into the face of my addiction. I just think that tiny straws make my face look fat. It's weird too because they have the vertical stripe on them. One of my favorite things though is to smoke a big fat joint before I go and play Texas Hold'em because this is my best poker face. Everyone's like, oh man, we can't read her face. And I'm like, that's because I can't read my cards. Somebody bring me some chips. Not the gambling kind, the eating kind. I'm not a functional stoner, though. I help my dad, with his coin collecting, and I also sell weed. So when people call and ask me for a nickel bag, I have follow-up questions. And one time I was super baked, and I got all paranoid, and I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to go to the car wash. This will help me with my paranoia, and I need to clean my car. But I was living in LA at the time, and traffic was really bad, so I was like, fuck this, I'm going to walk to the car wash. You guys, how far you think I got? You are correct. All the way to the car wash, went to drop a quarter in and was like, wait a minute. I don't work here, so I needed to drive here. All right, thanks for coming out tonight. There's no show next Monday. There's bathrooms here. I'm just doing announcements, Andy. I got you. All right, that's all the announcements I can think of. That was a little choppy. It's a little choppy.
Carly may have some questions for you. Answer truthfully. I got a lot of questions
for you. Okay, go on.
So many questions.
Yes.
Hi, Carly.
Hi. I like when things are about me, so this is fun.
Okay.
Okay.
What's your good luck charm?
Dick.
Yeah. All right. Easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a rabbit's foot. Just rub it.
Manifest your.
Yeah.
I love you.
Little tiny rabbit foot-sized wiener. That would be the most disappointing part of that. Like, oh, this is too much like a rabbit's foot now.
Who do you want to be your opponent in a death match? A celebrity opponent in a death match?
Elle Fanning.
Dakota's
Little sister? Yeah. If it's a death match, I don't pick somebody I'm going to beat.
Yeah. It sounds like fun. She's got those big eyes, too, so it seems like it would be a really
Good
fun...
coconut. I'm not built for fighting. There's ropes attached to my face.
Move it around. You're adorable. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
I love you.
May. Thank you, May. Oh, don't you want to be asked these hard-hitting questions, comics? All you have to do is send us a stern but polite message to our Facebook page and address it to either Elizabeth or you can address it to Radicool Prime, because that's the nickname I've decided I want, and I'm going to keep using it until you do. Radicool Prime. That's fucking awesome, isn't it? It's probably the best. It's rad. I mean, it's cool, but it sounds like radical, but it's radicool. It's like together, and it's, I know, you know, it's like Autobots, you know, like Radicool Prime. I'll get you, He-Man. Now we're crossing genres. It's fucking incredible. It works in any scenario. Anyhow, I've had a lot of fun tonight, so have you? Yeah. Woo. I want to thank all the performers. Thank you so much, but especially everybody who works here at Nanotako Studios. So thank you to Mercy Victor. Thank you so much to Kat. Thank you so much, Jeff. Thank you, Shane, Whitney, Carly at the bar. Give her a round of applause because Carly's been pouring you drinks all night. You know, and she's super nice, and you know what? And the fun's not over yet because normally we want you to get the hell out, so we can do our what is it? Crack plus or cocaine, double cocaine. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever drugs Kruger brought in his duffel bag. He's so into drugs.
Yes.
And porn. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's my life.
And he has a tattoo on his chest that says "Fuck Patrol." These are just rumors, you know. Pure conjecture, Your Honor, but I heard from a guy. Kruger's he's diabolical. All right, anyway, that's so I was going to say something about the words brat tamer. I don't know what that means, so I'm going to look it up.
I feel like that's Urban Dictionary.
Is it? Okay. Next week's show does not exist. We are back June 7th, right here in this room. So if you want to be a part of this audience, all you have to do is talk to me now, and we'll get you there. But I want to raise a glass. If you have one, if you don't have a glass, raise your fist. Here's to absent friends, and you'll live forever as long as we talk about you. So kill Whitey. That does it for the Monday Night Comedy Show for this week. We are not here next week. We will be back on June 7th. I want to thank everybody in this audience. Give yourselves a round of applause. You've been a fantastic crowd. Thank you so much. J Money the motherfucking Hawk. St. underground. And me, I've been pretty good tonight. No, I haven't. I'm sorry. I'll try again in 2 weeks. All right? I'm going to take a correspondence course, and it's going to night and day difference, okay? It's going to be like, what? And I'll be coherent. Very good. Excellent. So, a date? Should we just let's all date?
You still got it, boss.
On June 7th, we're going out on a date to Nanotako Studios.
However, are you single?
I don't know. Luck.
Good night.
Good night, everyone. Thank you so much. Be safe, everybody. Stay awesome. We'll see you Monday. Citizens of the planet. The Monday Night Comedy Show is the longest-running comedy showcase in the Twin Cities. Our choices have sometimes been questionable.
Rolling? Are we live? Hi. It's been a while, and just like you, I miss being around people. And now apparently, it's time to see each other in the flesh again. But don't feel bad feeling nervous. Fuck, I'm right there with you.
This must be a friendship that only we shall have.
My advice to you, start drinking heavily.
Maybe it's time to seize the moment and at least connect a little while, because I guess it's a little safer right now. During this whole pandemic, I've been busy doing stuff at our studio with this amazing underground crew of like-minded artists and friends. We want to share the fruits of our labor, and there is a saying that laughter is the best medicine. And it's good to laugh. We gotta laugh and laugh out loud because it's like music, it's like rock and roll. So we're asking you to contact or private message us if you would like to be a part of what we're doing as a member of the studio audience during our Monday night comedy speakeasy.
We are the Monday Night Comedy Show. We've been doing this for over 13 years, so we almost sort of have an idea of how this works. Stay awesome and see you.
Seating is limited, but if you don't get in this time, maybe next time. We have a list, and it would mean a lot to the comics and to us, the Nanotako crew. So please, consider joining us, and let's laugh our fucking asses off and release this energy that we have collected over this past bizarro year. And finally, happy spring, survivors. I adore you all.